ang aking pakiwari sa 9 years Duterte administration, ngayon 4 years yata, almost 4 years of BBM, from rising economic tiger to the sick man of Asia again. Tainted na talaga. Pangalawa, na-weaponize yung mga government agencies like AMLAC, yung NBI, yung COA, di ba? Against the Vice President. Hindi ko sinasabing wala siyang kasalanan, pero mali ito. Bakit? Bakit mali? Kasi this agency is supposed to be neutral. Neutral. Hindi. Pero nung panahon ni Pangulong Duterte, ganun din, na-weaponize yung mga ano. So maraming naapi. Si Laila de Lima, napakulong. Ako, nung nagsalita ako against war on drugs, tinanggalan ako ng pondo. Pero ibig ba sabihin, dahil ngayon si Duterte, yung ginawa niya ang pang-aapig, pwede namin gawin? Na mga aapig din kami?
But do you think...
Sino yung magiging kasabwat at kung sino yung maninindigan? Nung panahon ni Pangulong Duterte, yung mga Rara Boys dyan sa Congress, sila yung mga Rara Boys ng mga Duterte, ako yung lumalaban. Pag nanalo si Sara, punta sila lahat doon. Pero ako, mananindigan ako. I am an opposition to the Duterte administration. I am an opposition to the Marcos administration kasi mali yung ginagawa nila. Hindi mangyayari itong pinakamalaking nakawan sa kasaysayan ng bansa kung walang collaboration ang House, ang Senate, at ang Executive Department.
Have you spoke with the former senator about this plan running for 2028?
Well, maraming beses kami nag-uusap ni Senator Mar para sa bayan. Kasi concerned naman talaga siya sa nangyayari ngayon sa ating bayan. So, he's asking what can be the solutions to these problems. So, alam mo, nung 2010 to 2016, yun yung pinakamagandang sitwasyon ng ating bayan. We're a rising tiger of Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yung credit ratings natin talagang tumaas. Yung GDP natin ay consistent na tumaas at talagang recognized by the whole world. Yun din yung panahon, yung 6 years na yun, na pinakamaliit ang utang.
So, what's the role of Secretary Rojas or Senator Rojas then?
Siya yung kanang kamay ni Pinoy.
Okay.
He was Secretary of the Interior. He was Secretary of Trade, DOTR.
Yeah, DOTR, sir.
At siya yung principal advisor ni Pangulong Pinoy, especially in the economy.
But I'm wondering, sir, sa pag-uusap niyo ni Secretary Rojas, sorry, na-interchange natin yung Secretary at saka Senator because he played that role, ano? Sa pag-uusap niyo, was he excited about the idea? Kasi he's been quiet for quite some time.
Ang tingin ko, hindi siya excited, nalulungkot siya. What's happening in the country, imagine for 7.3% ng ating inflation rate as of yesterday, tapos GDP natin from a projected 5.7 to 4.4 last year. Ngayon, ang projection na lang, 4.1%. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Maraming yung kahirapan lalong mararamdaman ng mga mamamayang Pilipino. Not just because of the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, but because of policy and I would say mismanagement of the economy and of course the corruption.
But Mr. Congressman, ito kasing usapin ng Mar Rojas, this is something unique na sa'yo nang galing because the Liberal Party, your party is still hoping that former Vice President Leni Robredo will reconsider.
Actually, I was the first one who said that the strongest candidate against BP Sara is
Leni Robredo.
Is Mayor Leni Robredo. Ako yung unang-una nagsalita nun.
That's right.
But maraming beses na siyang nag-refuse eh. Baka magalit na nga pag paulit-ulit.
Suko ka na, sir. Suko ka na sa
hindi naman suko, kundi nung 2022, ganyan din yung nangyari. Pilitan. Tapos maraming naipit. Naipit ako noon kasi when Vice President Leni Robredo told us that she will not run, then we have to find a presidential candidate kasi we're also politicians. We're running in our respective districts. So we
Yes,
have to
correct.
have a presidential candidate. So natandaan ko noon, September 15, sabi ko, pag wala pa tayong kandidato, I will support Mayor Isko Moreno
yes.
because he's a friend. So nag-support ako September 15. Nagbago yung isip ni Vice President September 27. So ano mangyayari sa akin? Siyempre, hindi na ako makaka-atras doon sa salita ko. So,
You don't want that to happen again.
I don't want that to happen again. So, naghahanap tayo. At ang aking pakiwari, 9 years, Duterte administration, ngayon 4 years yata, almost 4 years of BBM, from rising economic tiger to the sick man of Asia again.
So you think Marrojas will be
Bakit?
able
Kasi
to resolve that?
dapat hindi mali talaga yung mga yung basis ng pagpili ng mamamayang Pilipino sa magiging leader ng ating bansa. Ang basis popularity, optics politics, yung patronage, lalo-lalo na ng mga political dynasties,
Yes.
ayuda. Yan yung naging kaya
Batayan,
talagang
oo.
na parang stunted na yung Filipino voters. Parang sa halip na yung mga leaders iangat yung political maturity ng mga mamamayang Pilipino, pinupunggok pa dahil dito sa mga sistemang ito. So, dapat ang baguhin natin yung kaisipan ng mga kung magkakampanya tayo. Kasi ngayon, di ba? Bakit naghahanap tayo ng kandidato laban kay BP Sara dahil mataas yung kanyang survey? So, anong hinahanap natin?
A savior.
No, ang hinahanap natin yung may mataas na survey na pwedeng lumaban. So, ang basis natin hindi competence, hindi integrity, hindi qualification. Ang basis natin kung sino yung pwedeng manalo. Kahit nagago pa yan, basta mananalo. Yan yung problema natin. Kaya sinabi ko, dapat Pilipino magbago. Kayo mga mamamayang Pilipino, 10 years from now, pag pumili pa kayo ng ganito, pa rin ang basis nyo, kayo kawawa, magtitiis kayo. Pero kung gusto nyo umasenso ang Pilipinas, dapat ang basis ng pagboto nyo, integrity, competence, qualifications. At wala akong nakikita na ibang tao na merong pinaka qualifications, kwalipikado at handa na maging presidente, si Marrojas.
No.
Ako, sinasabihin ko, yung mga, magtiis kayo, 10 taon, kung ganyan yung uri ng pagpili nyo. Pero, pili nyo si Marrojas. Tingin ko, 6 years, paangat ng Pilipinas.
Now, Kong Egay, Secretary Rojas has been out of the political limelight for quite some time. What are his chances in launching an effective campaign?
Well, ang sa tingin ko, ang kampanya, hindi sa mga tao. Baguhin nyo yung sistema. The campaign should be revolutionary. Hindi para iangat ang isang kandidato, kundi para baguhin ang frame of mind ng mga botante. Dapat ang unang basihan, qualifications, competence, integrity. At yun ang dapat. At yun, sa tingin ko, ngayon, hirap na hirap ang mga Pilipino.
Oo nga po Hindi ba mahirap yun? Kasi that's a cultural thing.
Yes.
And baka mahirap siyang gawin right away. Kasi
Mahirap. Nung this 2025 elections, I was down by 31% because of the ayudas. Hundreds of millions of ayudas, AIX, tupad of my incumbent opponent. So, kung lalabanan mo sila sa ayuda, kung lalabanan mo sila sa ganyan, wala kang panalo. So, anong ginawa ko? Ang target ko, I have to talk to 100,000 people in the campaign. So mula umaga hanggang madaling araw, kinakausap ko mga tao, almusal, lahat. So yung message ko, sinabi ko, ito yung dapat na gawin natin. Huwag kayo umasa dyan sa ayuda para kayo siwan tamad, nakanganga. Pero pagkaraan ng ilang araw, nga kayo uli. So hindi dapat ganyan. So
Now, here's the interesting
and
question.
I won by 20%. So,
Nahabol mo.
nabago ko, 51% yung nabago ko. So, dapat ganito ngayon. Baguhin natin yung tao, yung pamantayan ng tao.
Now, I'm curious, Congressman Erice, sino ang dapat na maging running mate ni Senator Mar Rojas. But before you answer that,
Hindi ko sinasabing gusto na ni Mar.
yes, of course, of course.
Alam mo si Mar, ang tingin ko dyan, kung baga sa, nanligaw ka na, busted ka.
Oo.
Di masakit sa loob mo.
Oh, anyway, Gar Erice. Now, Kong Egay, i-rephrase ko ng konti yung question ko. Kung makumbinsi si Secretary Mar Rojas to run, who do you think, in your opinion, should be his running mate?
Alam mo, noong 2016, merong usapan noon na kung magkakaisa si Mar Rojas at si Grace po, mananalo sila kay President Digong Duterte. Kaya lang, naghiwalay.
Walang
Pero
nagbigay.
may usapan noon. Tatandaan ko, we had a picture with Mar and Senator Grace. Sabi ko pa nga, ako na mauna magpa-picture sa magiging Pangulo at Pangalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Baka pwede i-reset natin ngayon. Mar Rojas, Grace po for Vice President.
But do you think Senator Grace will agree to this? Kasi
Well,
it's been a while.
I'm just floating ideas. At baka naman maisip nila na baka pwede mag-reset. Hindi naman ito para sa bayan. Pareho naman silang qualified.
Kagaya nung binabanggit mo, kasi nung 2016, di ba nga parang leading si President Duterte then, ang sabi mag-combine itong o mag-giveaway yung isa, si Senator Rojas at saka si Senator Grace that time. So, and perceived na ang kalaban ulit ngayon is another Duterte.
Another Duterte.
Yes.
So if Mar Rojas and Grace po will combine now, baka ma-reset. Pero importante talaga, baguhin natin yung mindset ng mga mamamayan sa basis of voting their leader.
But magbabago pa ba ang isip mo in terms of endorsing another candidate? Just in case na, let's say,
Sabi ko nga, I'm endorsing for what I think is the best president for the country. Of course, kung ayaw niya o i-atras siya, we have to select somebody else. So wala akong ang gusto ko
si Senator Risa, hindi niyo nako-consider yun sa Liberal Party?
Ang wala naman, I have no not anything about Senator Risa, pero I believe na this is the best person that we can have as president para ma-achieve natin yung pag-angat ng bansa.
Now, sir, kanina kasi pinag-uusapan natin na naghahanap tayo ng pantapat sa leading. Now, itong Pulse Asia survey, sinasabi nga that Senator Raffy Tulfo tied with Vice President Sara Duterte at 46 percentage points in the preferential poll. So when respondents were who they will vote for between VP Sara and Mayor Robredo, the Vice President got 51 percentage points, while Robredo got 43. But in the NCR, Robredo led Duterte 42 to 41 and 67 to 26 for the rest of Luzon. Still, Duterte led Robredo in the Visayas, 67 to 31, and in Mindanao, of course, that's overwhelming. It's a given. Mayor Robredo's number seems to be improving. Will this help change her mind? Do you think?
Well, I don't want to speculate.
Okay.
Kasi may mga experiences na rin si Vice President Lenny during the last elections. Pero ang sinasabi ko, popular si VP Sara, she can win an elections. Popular si
VP Lenny.
VP Lenny. Popular si
Raffy Tulfo.
Raffy Tulfo. They can win elections. Dahil nga, because of popularity. Ang sinasabi ko nga, hindi tayo aasenso kung panay ganito ang magiging batayan natin, popularity, rather than competence, integrity, and qualifications. At sa tingin ko, sila, yung tatlo, malayo pa sa qualifications at competence ni Mar Rojas sa pagiging Pangulo ng isang bansa na may napaka-complex na problema tulad ng Pilipinas.
Now, okay, let's move on to another issue kasi ang mainit na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Kamara, Kong, is of course the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. Now, the House Committee on Public Accounts chairperson and Bicol Saro Party's Representative Terry Redon said nearly 200 lawmakers have signed their support for the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. Have you seen these signatures? And do you think may mga 200?
Pwede.
Why?
Well, siyempre, alam mo naman, kami mga congressman, kailangan namin mag-deliver. infrastructure, ayuda sa aming mga constituents. So,
Are you saying that there's bribery? In a way na hindi direct?
well, may allocations naman talaga.
Okay,
Hindi lang
okay,
nare-release.
okay.
Hindi lang nare-release. May allocations naman talaga under the
Kino-hostage,
2026
ganun ba?
GAA. Kaya lang, for later release. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi ko sinasabi ngayon na iyan ang basis ng pagboto, yung for later release.
Oo.
Pero after ng voting, makikita mo yung ebidensya. Yung boto mo, yes, na-release yun sa'yo, di okay. Pag ang boto mo, no, o kaya abstain, at hindi na-release sa'yo, di alam mo na ibig sabihin nun.
So, ibig sabihin yan, baka hindi ma-release ang budget mo.
Pwede. Kasi during the 19th Congress, yung opponent ko mismo, she publicly stated that she signed the impeachment complaint against BP Sara in aid of allocations. Kasi baka mawalan siya ng pondo.
But let's clarify, si Congressman Erice have publicly declared that he's not gonna attend
Yes.
the plenary session
Yes.
kapag botohan na sa
I think
impeachment.
there are several reasons. One is, tingin ko tainted na eh. Kasi ito, ano lang to eh. Extension lang to nung nakaraang impeachment process ng 19th Congress. At nakita naman natin na nung 19th Congress ay ginamit yung pondo ng gobyerno para mabigyan ng bilyong-bilyong alokasyon yung mga congressman para to support the impeachment of BP Sara. Hindi ko sinasabing walang kasalanan si BP Sara, pero parang bakit hindi nilang pinursue ng tama? Bakit kailangang magbigay ng bilyong-bilyong alokasyon na ano naging bunga? Sino ba one of the prime movers of the impeachment of BP Sara during the 19th Congress is Saldico.
Yes.
Nasaan si Saldi ngayon? Nagtatago. Bakit? Siya ang Committee on Appropriations. Siya yung nagbigay, nag-distribute ng katakot-takot ng mga bilyong-bilyong allocations sa mga anomalous ghost flood control projects. So nagamit itong pondo na ito dahil alam naman natin, during that time, Speaker Martin Romualdez is trying to be the president, the next president, di ba?
He's posing to be
Yeah,
the next president.
in fact, nagkaroon pa ng People's Initiative to convert our system into a parliamentary form of government para mas malaki yung chance niya to be the prime minister dahil yung lahat ng mga congressman talagang busog na busog sa mga alokasyon, di ba? So, tainted na talaga. Pangalawa, na-weaponize yung mga government agencies like AMLAC, yung NBI, yung COA, di ba? Against the Vice President. Hindi ko sinasabing wala siyang kasalanan, pero mali ito. Bakit? Bakit mali? Kasi this agency is supposed to be neutral. Neutral. Hindi. Pero nung panahon ni Pangulong Duterte, ganun din, na-weaponize yung mga So maraming naapi. Si Laila de Lima, napakulong. Ako, nung nagsalita ako against war on drugs, tinanggalan ako ng pondo. Pero ibig ba sabihin, dahil ngayon si Duterte, yung ginawa niya ang pang-aapig, pwede namin gawin? Na mga aapi din kami?
But do you think, Kong, by not voting dito sa impeachment na ito, will it change things? I mean, how about accountability?
My vote is insignificant because I know for a fact that there will be, sabi nyo nga, 200 votes.
Yes.
Pero kailangan may magsalita against weaponizing agencies of government. Kung hindi, pagkatapos ni Sara, sino naman ang susunod? Ako.
But can't you do
dahil
that?
nagsasalita ako naman ang susupilin. At ang masama, nangyari na.
Yes.
Martial law. Di ba? Ginamit lahat ng para mag-perpetuate into power. Mali yan, nagagamitin mo yung agencies of government, weaponize mo for political purposes.
But your
At
critics,
yan, lalabanan ko yan.
Your critics say that by not voting dito sa impeachment, sir, it's actually a vote for VP Sara Duterte. What's your reaction?
Wala akong pakialam. I am not, I will not be swayed by power or loss of it. I will not be swayed by money. I will not be swayed by threats or fear. I'm only answerable to my conscience. And this is, yun namang aking desisyon. Ang basis ko dyan, yung experience ko. Ang basis ko dyan, yung discernment ko. with my God, and I always praying for wisdom. Kaya wala akong pakialam diyan. Yung mga sinasabi nila na Duterte ako, ang sasabihin ko sa kanila, hintayin natin sa dulo. Kung sino yung magiging kasabwat at kung sino yung maninindigan.
But,
nung
sinabi
panahon
nyo.
ni Pangulong Duterte, yung mga Rara Boys diyan sa Congress, sila yung mga Rara Boys ng mga Duterte. Ako yung lumalaban. Pag nanalo si Sara, punta sila lahat doon. Pero ako, mananindigan ako. I am an opposition to the Duterte administration. I am an opposition to the Marcos administration kasi mali yung ginagawa nila.
Sinasabi niyo po kanina kasi na hindi mo sinasabing walang kasalanan si Sara Duterte.
Yes.
So may nakikita kang possible impeachable offense na ginawa ang Vice President.
May nakita akong isa.
Which is?
Yung in-aggregate yung bank deposit sa others.
Okay.
Yun lang, wala nang iba. Yun lang nakita ko.
Pero hindi yun sapat para bumoto ka ng yes.
Yes, kasi gusto ko, ang emphasize ko, mali yung proseso nyo. This is a fruit of a poison tree.
Anyway, quickly, the Politico website reports that the office of the Ombudsman has tagged former House Speaker Martin Romualdez as the mastermind behind the multi-billion peso flood control scam. Romualdez is accused of planning, overseeing, and ultimately benefiting from a scheme with commissions worth 56 billion pesos. Now, in his video message, he said that he will not allow himself to be the scapegoat. And ano bang indication na may papangalanan pa ba siyang iba?
Alam mo, George, pinag-aralan ko yung 23, 24, 25 budget. Pinag-aralan ko lahat yan. Actually, I filed a petition for the unconstitutionality of the unprogrammed appropriations. Lumabas yung mga SARO na hiningi ng
Supreme Court, yes.
Hindi mangyayari itong pinakamalaking nakawan sa kasaysayan ng bansa kung walang collaboration ang House, ang Senate, at ang Executive Department.
Hanggang saan naabot sa Executive Department? Is it the President?
Well, sabi ko, it's a question of complicity or competency.
Right. Sige.
And both are mortal sins.
On that note, sir, thank you very much.